One thing I've realized lately is there's this weird tension that shows up when you start trying to grow. You can start moving different, thinking different, but you keep finding yourself in situations that try to pull you back to a version of yourself you said you were done with. And if you don't catch that early, it'll cost you more than you think. That's one thing I've really had to learn the hard way. So last night, I'm out at a little spot. I see this dude I met maybe once or twice. Real brief interactions. We don't know each other like that. I dab him up, say what's up, and almost immediately, he starts getting loud, aggressive for no reason. He's saying stuff like, chill, you're not hearing me. Repeating himself, raising his voice, stepping into my personal space. I'm looking at him like, bruh, what are you even talking about? You're not making any sense right now. Why are you getting loud, raising your voice, yelling, causing a scene? And he's not answering anything I'm saying. Just talking in circles, I guess just trying to assert himself in front of people. At this point, it was clear. This wasn't a conversation. He was drunk and his ego was talking. We step outside. Now he's quieter, but still talking, but at the same time still not saying anything. And that's when I just said to myself, why am I even here right now? I barely wanted to come out like that. I wasn't even drinking like that. I think I had maybe 2 seltzers. And the only reason why I was out was because my boy, who's married, had a free night and kind of dragged me out because it was like New Year's Day or something like that. But here I am, having to discipline myself not to take something somewhere it doesn't really need to go. But I had one boundary in mind the whole time. If he swing, it's over. Anything short of that, I'm trying my very best not to take it there. And that's when I realized something simple. I shouldn't be somewhere, anywhere, that makes me feel like I need to constantly be on edge. So I want to give you a few rules that I live by, not advice, not trying to tell you how to live, just how I move personally. And if it helps you, great. Rule number 1, I don't put myself in places that make me withdraw. And by withdrawal, here's what I mean. Places that make me become someone I no longer want to be. That make me be a person that no longer serves me to be. For me, that looked like being somewhere that caused me to have to keep checking myself the whole time. If an environment causes that version of me to stay active, it's no longer the place for me. Rule number 2, I decide my boundaries before I'm in an angry or emotional state. I don't wait until I'm heated to decide how I'm going to move. If something crossed my line, I already know. That night that I told you about, my boundary was pretty simple. If he swung, it was over. Anything short of that, I really wasn't trying to take it there. When you don't decide ahead of time, you allow emotion to make the decision for you. And emotion is reckless. Number 3, I protect myself by knowing myself. Sometimes you gotta give people a pass. Not because you fear what they might do, but you're aware of what you might do. One thing I've learned is this. This is very important. Some traits that are actually strengths can hurt you if you're careless with them. And knowing that is one way that you can stay in control. Here's what most people don't see. A lot of what we call discipline problems are really just environment problems. You keep ending up in situations where you gotta fight urges you already outgrew. So it causes you to start thinking something's wrong. What's really happening is this. You keep putting yourself in situations that continuously wake up an old version of you. And the longer you stay around that, the more it starts to feel normal. And it has nothing to do with what's right or wrong. It's more about what's familiar. You see, most of us never sat down and chose consciously what we believe, what our beliefs are, or how we react to pressure. We picked it up from where we grew up, from what we watched, from what kept us safe at one point. But if you don't start making intentional decisions about where you go, who you're around, and what kind of energy you allow around you, you'll keep calling it growth issues when it's really just misalignment. You see, real growth isn't starting with more willpower. It starts with better positioning. Sometimes the most disciplined move you can make is just simply removing yourself from places that don't match who you're becoming. If this hits you, don't just nod your head and keep moving the same. Take a look at the places you keep putting yourself in. Not just where you go, but what version out of you, what behaviors out of you do they pull that no longer serve you. If you got to keep checking yourself, being on edge, managing your emotions, managing other people's emotions, biting your tongue, that's information. And information is supposed to change how you move. I'm not saying cut everybody off. I'm not saying hide from life. What I'm saying is be intentional. The fastest way to sabotage growth is staying in environments that keep dragging you backwards. And if you're serious about tightening that up, check the link inside the description. Free 3-day reset, Hustler's Blueprint. It shows you how to identify old patterns, change your mindset and start moving on purpose. And if this is the kind of intentional content that you want more of every week, subscribe. And until next time, stay true.